I just got back from Japan. It was amazing. I was there for 3 weeks and I used a carry-on setup and the dirty duffle method. Okay, now that the jet lag is mostly over, I've organized things. Let's start with what bags that we took. And if you want to know what Chris packed for this trip, he's going to do a segment at the end, so stay tuned for that. These bad boys. There. Okay. All right. Cut. For context, we went for 3 weeks and we went in the month of October. We each brought one standard size carry-on and then a personal item bag. We also brought back a duffel bag and checked that on the way home. I'll talk about more of that process a bit later. Honestly, I'm really glad that we did carry-on. We were able to bring our bags with us everywhere we went. We technically stayed in 6 different locations. So the carry-ons worked great for all the trains. We didn't have to use any luggage forwarding services. I know that's pretty seamless and easy to do, but it was nice just bringing our carry-ons with us. They fit on all the trains. Even when it was crowded in like the commuter trains, we had like lots of room. I'm really glad we didn't bring like massive check-sized luggage because we saw a lot of people do that and it kind of looked like a pain in the ass. So as far as which bags we brought, we finally tested out the carry-ons by the brand Away. A lot of you have been asking if we've used or reviewed these, so we finally bought these. This is not sponsored or anything. Chris used the hard side clamshell style. I used the soft side bag, and I think we both love these. This soft side one is definitely my new go-to. Another reason I'm glad we did carry-on was because the hotel rooms are small in Japan, which is pretty standard. So having like carry-on size in our rooms gave us a lot more room to spread out and unpack and breathe a little bit. Also, the way these bags are configured works really well for small spaces. The soft side bag is top opening, so it takes up a lot less room compared to a clamshell style. However, this clamshell style works really well because you can open it up, lean one half against a wall, and the compression pad goes with it. So it kind of acts like top opening as well. One tip I hadn't really heard mentioned before that I want to share with you based on our experience was the tactile paving that's found throughout Tokyo and a lot of Japan. These are tenji blocks and they're meant to help visually impaired people navigate public spaces. These are great things. However, you really need high quality wheels on your bags to roll over these blocks because you're going to be going back and forth over them a lot. So you want to make sure that you have high quality wheels. I honestly feel like a cheap $50, $100 suitcase is not going to hold up well, especially if you're moving locations a lot and going through many different train stations. Now, for my personal item, I did go with a backpack. I chose a backpack for this trip because I was expecting to have to walk up and down stairs a lot with my luggage and carry it by myself. In reality, in 3 weeks, I think I had to do this twice. And that was honestly because we were too lazy to go find an elevator or escalator. So my advice is if you think you're going to have to go up and down stairs and hold your luggage, there will always be an escalator or an elevator. We found Japan to be very accessible. You just have to go look for them and find them. And there's always signage. I will say I am glad I brought a backpack though for this trip, and I probably always will bring a backpack for a trip to Japan. That's because we ended up checking our suitcases on the way home. So having a backpack was nice going through the airport so I didn't have to carry a bag on my shoulder. I'm going to unpack this and show you what I brought a little bit later. Now, I mentioned earlier we did the dirty duffel method. So what that means is we have a duffel bag here, and what we did was on the way home, we threw all of our dirty laundry in here, some shoes, soft items, things that aren't breakable or super valuable. We checked this, and then we put all of our valuable Japan souvenirs in our carry-on suitcases. We actually decided to end up checking them because we were pretty confident in the way these bags would hold up, and we also didn't have anything breakable that we were checking. And I'm happy to say that all of our souvenirs made it home safe. And this duffel bag packs up neatly into itself in a little package. So next time, any trip that we want to bring souvenirs home, we're just going to do the dirty duffel method again and pack this with us. I will say I kind of wish we would have brought a duffel bag with us. So if you already have one or want to just quickly buy one on Amazon or something, I would say like 45 to 55 liter would be a good size. Otherwise, the last couple days you might be running around trying to find one. They are available, but I preferred to shop for like other souvenirs instead of having to look for a bag. So if I were to redo my first trip to Japan, I would probably pack a duffel bag with me. Now, for a day bag, I ended up bringing this little guy. This is the base mini backpack. If you watched some of my Instagram before my trip, you guys helped me decide which bag to bring, and it was this one. It's super cute, and I love it, but it was too small. I didn't have enough room in this guy. I should have brought my original one that I was gonna bring. This is my trusty old El Cheapo Amazon bag that I've brought with me on many trips, but it does actually hold quite a bit of stuff. So I wish I had brought something like this size. So I ended up buying a backpack, and I actually really like it. And this was the perfect size to bring everything with me. The mini backpack is super cute, and it's great if you just bring your phone and your wallet and some makeup, but I really liked having the extra breathing room in my backpack because in addition to those things, I was also able to have my water bottle and my film camera, my power bank. I carried all the gachapon that we got while we walked around, our snacks, my umbrella, my sunglasses, my hand towel, and a couple other things. One thing I wish I had brought with me, and I had to search for one, I did find this super cute bag, is basically just this little phone holster, because when you're walking through Tokyo, you're constantly like pulling out your phone to translate things or take pictures or look at Google Maps. But then you also need your Suica card, your physical one, which is awesome because you can customize it with your name. So you're walking around, you're going through the transit gates at this train station, you need to tap your Suica card, but then you've also got card slots, room for lip stuff, and then a little coin purse.
For all the yen shrapnel.
For all the yen shrapnel. So this thing was super handy to have. I saw a lot of locals wearing just these cute little phone pouches. So I would either look for one in Japan on like day one or bring one with you. And yes, this is a tuna nigiri keychain. Everyone loved it. I think I bought this at Don Quixote. One of the things I am super happy I packed for this trip to Japan was my eSIM. In all seriousness though, we used the Saily eSIM and they are kindly sponsoring this video. This eSIM though, for real, is the best one we've used. I've used several now at this point, and Saily has been the easiest to set up, some of the cheapest plans out there, and the most user-friendly. At this point, we've used it in several countries in Europe as well as Japan, and it has worked flawlessly. When you use an eSIM, it means you have internet as soon as you land at your destination, and you don't have to worry about relying on finding public Wi-Fi or pay expensive roaming charges while you're abroad. We could still text and call through WhatsApp, and we always had internet on the go, like when we were on the train. It even works in a basement restaurant when you're trying to secretly Google how shabu shabu works so that you don't look like complete tourists. It's so easy to set up, it takes less than 2 minutes. It works in over 190 countries, or you can purchase a regional plan. Saily's plans are usually cheaper than other eSIM options, and if you use code ALISmalls, you'll get 15% off. And when you've used 80% of your data, the app lets you know so you can top up in just a few clicks. To get the Saily eSIM, just head to saily.com/AliSmalls, like you see on the screen, or you can scan the QR code. You can buy the plan you need on the website, download the app, follow the instructions, and you're good to go. If you have any questions about how it works, just let me know down below in the comments. So I honestly think I packed pretty light and I'm very happy with the way I packed. For bottoms, I ended up bringing 1 pair of shorts, 2 pairs of pants, and I ended up buying these pants from Uniqlo. And then another pair of pants, these were what I wore, so I didn't pack those. I brought a black long sleeve t-shirt, this button long sleeve from Eddie Bauer, a cardigan, and then 3 extra t-shirts. And then another merino wool t-shirt and merino wool sweater. That was for my like plain and travel days. I also brought 1 tank top and a pair of Lulu shorts, and these were just for like lounging in the hotel room, chilling after a long day. I ended up bringing too many clothes that were meant for cooler weather. I was expecting temperatures to be closer to like 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. Most days out of our 20 days there were 25 plus, and we had several days that were like 29, 30 degrees, plus a little bit of humidity on top of that.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
I really liked my black shorts that I brought. These are Athleta. They are super flowy. They're also like a nice long length. For bottoms, I would say like a long flowy skirt would have been nice. I'm not much of a skirt person, but if you are, I would definitely pack one. And if you have a nice long flowy skirt that you like, drop it in the comments because I'm trying to find more skirts and expand my wardrobe a little bit. I did wear my black long sleeve a few times, and I really, really liked how this Eddie Bauer shirt performed. I got caught in the rain a couple of times wearing this, and this thing dries out very quickly. It's also got UV protection, and it's a lot lighter than it feels. So I didn't feel too hot in this, even on some warmer days. I kind of wish I brought another one and had some in different colors. This is kind of one of my new favorite travel shirts, I think. And I didn't wear this cardigan once, not because I don't like it or didn't need it. It just was not that cool. Like it was way too hot to have anything but a t-shirt on. And t-shirts, I just brought black and white t-shirts. Call me boring, but those colors worked out really well. I am glad that I didn't have like any bright colors because that would have stood out, I think. I wish I ended up doing a little more shopping than we did. There was just so many other amazing things to do. So if you're a big shopper, I would pack ultra light because there is unlimited shopping. If you're not a huge shopper, leave a little bit of room, but otherwise bring your normal clothes. And speaking of normal clothes, everybody was like, don't wear jeans, don't bring jeans. I wear jeans at home all the time. That's pretty much my uniform, is like a black t-shirt and jeans. I could have worn and brought jeans, especially like the flowy Halara jeans that I have. I saw a lot of people wearing jeans, and even though it was warm, like I still could have worn jeans. Maybe not if you're traveling from June through September though. And for my travel day clothes, I always travel with merino wool. It is amazing for temperature regulation and I just love it. However, the sweater I didn't wear at all like on the trip. It was just like on the airplane just because it was so warm. And I also did wear the ultralight merino wool t-shirt that I have quite a few times. And these pants are awesome. These are Athleta pants. I talked about them and showed them off a little bit more in my pack with me for Japan video, but I really loved these. They performed well. I washed them. They dried super quick. These are my new travel pants for sure. Socks and underwear, I brought 5 pairs of each in addition to wearing a pair. So in total, 6 pairs of socks and undies. That was the perfect amount. That allowed me to do laundry every 4 to 5 days. I brought my cakes and a couple of bras, and truthfully, I actually forgot one of my real bras, so that happens. Pajamas. I brought 1 pair of pajamas, and that was also sufficient. I just washed them like once a week. Most of the hotels provided sleepwear, but I will say that the sleepwear was like pretty thick and heavy. So if you tend to run hot at night, like I sleep in shorts and a t-shirt, I would definitely bring your own pajamas. And out of 6 hotels, 2 of them provided yukatas instead of pajamas. And I don't think I would want to sleep in those. So I'm glad I brought my pajamas. Oh my gosh.
Nuggie, stop it.
We're trying to film. Do you need a little blankie? Do you want a little blankie? Okay. Come here.
Please.
Oh, you want this? Okay, come here. Okay, there you go. Here you go. There you go.
Please.
And on the topic of yucatas, don't be afraid to wear them. They provide them for you to wear them in your room, but then also like in the common areas and spaces in the hotel or the ryokan. And honestly, like it was either Chris and I or like the local Japanese tourists that were only wearing the yukatas. So don't be like too cool or too shy to wear them. They're basically like robes and they're super comfortable and it's really fun. So don't be afraid to wear them. And they're especially great on laundry days because while your clothes are drying, you can wear the yukatas.
You will get laughed at if they're too short for you, though.
And I did bring a couple of packing cubes. I put all of my small things in this small cube, and then all of my clothes fit in this size of cube. And fun fact, these cubes from Tripped fit perfectly in the away carry-ons. So for all my OCD packing nerds out there, it's a great fit. Also, the Tripped cubes come with this little laundry bag, and this worked out really well for bringing your stuff down to go do laundry in the public washing machines at the hotels. On the topic of laundry, yes, we did laundry several times on our 3-week trip. Most of the hotels had washing machines. One thing I wish I packed though were some small foldable hangers. We usually only had about 4 to 6 hangers per hotel room, so I wish we had a few more. But we did bring our little clothesline and that came in very handy. One thing about washing machines at hotels, if you're planning to use them, they do get pretty busy, so you'll have to plan to do laundry during like off-peak hours. And they also dispense detergent automatically. So if you have fabrics that are a little more delicate, then I would plan to do sink laundry for those. So something like merino wool, you're gonna wanna hand wash that because I don't know what kind of detergent is being used in those washing machines. So just a heads up. Let's talk about shoes. I brought 2 pairs of shoes and that worked out perfectly because I just alternated them each day. But there's a lot to talk about with shoes, so I want to go over some tips. The shoes need to be very comfortable because you're going to be walking 15, 20, maybe 25,000 steps a day. But what a lot of people don't talk about is not only do you need shoes that are comfortable for walking, you need shoes that you can stand in. You're going to be standing on hard surfaces for like several minutes at a time. You'll be standing in line for things, like waiting for the train. Maybe you're going to Disneyland. I just feel like there was a lot of standing, waiting, lining up for things. And if you're not used to that, that can also be fatiguing. So make sure your shoes are comfortable. Your shoes also have to easily slip on and off. You're going to be taking your shoes off to enter temples and shrines, samurai houses, museums, some restaurants, fitting rooms at Uniqlo, your hotels, ryokans, lots of places. And if you have really comfortable shoes that you love, but they're tie shoes, you can actually get special like stretchy laces that you can replace them with, and then you don't have to tie your shoes. We traveled in the month of October and we didn't need waterproof shoes. It definitely rained several times. I found that I didn't need waterproof shoes because the drainage works so well that there's never any huge puddles or standing water. On the topic of rain, I did not need to bring a rain jacket. I actually didn't bring a rain jacket, so if you're thinking about it, don't pack it. Everyone uses umbrellas. They're available everywhere, and if you don't have an umbrella on you, all the stores roll them out to the front as soon as it starts raining, and you can buy a $5 clear umbrella. Everyone does it. We ended up buying a few on our trip and left them in hotels for fellow travelers. I have to give a big shout out to Heidi from the Kensho Quest YouTube channel. She dropped the hot tip about not needing a rain jacket in my Pack With Me for Japan video, and she was right. We stayed in a couple of ryokans where they provide you with the yukatas to wear, but also the traditional shoes, which kind of look like flip-flops. I think they're called getas. If you wear a size men 13 shoe, you will not fit in those. So ask Chris how he knows. Good thing he packed flip-flops though to wear instead, because they give you the little toe socks to wear. So if you have big feet, maybe pack yourself a pair of flip-flops. And same with slippers. I always travel with hotel slippers, but for this trip, I didn't bring any because yes, all the hotels provide you with the cute little disposable slippers. But again, if you have really big feet, they will not fit. So if you enjoy wearing slippers, maybe pack your own.
Next time I'm bringing my own slippers.
Yeah.
My high heels.
You mean there's no size 13 men? You got a shoes? Get that? Toiletries, I would say don't get too stressed out about it. Pack pretty light. There are convenience stores located on every block. You can go to specialty stores. A lot of the hotels have toothbrushes and toothpaste and razors and even hairbrushes. So if you have specific things that you use, I would bring that. Otherwise, it is so easy to buy anything that you need. I want to make a quick mention about over-the-counter medication like pain relievers. I was reading a lot that ibuprofen, for example, isn't easy to find. We went into multiple drugstores, which are everywhere, and we found all kinds of pain relievers and other over-the-counter medication. You just need to use your Google Translate on your phone to figure out what everything is, but it's all readily available. Okay, a couple other random things. Sunglasses, if you have light-colored eyes or if your eyes are sensitive to sunlight, it was so bright there and my sunglasses actually broke on the first day, so I had to buy a pair, but I would not forget your sunglasses if you have light-colored eyes. And I already talked about umbrellas. This is the umbrella that I bought on, I don't know, the first or second day. Definitely get one of these that are UV specific because you'll notice that so many of the locals use these on hot sunny days and it does make a huge difference to keep you cool and keep the sun off your face. I used this all the time. Something I wish I brought with me was this little phone sling. I guess you can wear this cross body. I will demonstrate like this. Okay, I bought this about halfway through my trip. The reason why this is so amazing compared to like having your phone in your sling bag or whatever is because it's always on you and you're going to be constantly looking at Google Maps on a busy street or you're in a busy train station. There's people everywhere. You don't want to be dropping your phone and you also want to have it like readily available to like grab, leave, grab, whatever. Draw your phone, exactly. But the other reason is because you're going to be using Translate. You're going to be using Google Translate to figure out what everything is, like a product that you're buying in Don Quixote or a sign for a restaurant or like a menu or something like that. So it is so handy to have this like right here. You don't have to worry about dropping it or anything like that. So I would definitely get yourself one of these before your trip. I think they're super cheap on Amazon. I will never travel without this again.
And it makes it easy to take pictures.
And it makes it easy to take pictures too. Click, click. We also brought our hero clips and these worked out really well, especially when we were on the Shinkansen. So we're on the platform waiting for the train. We had just bought our bento boxes and a couple of beers or maybe the strong zero lemon sours. And they come in plastic bags. So we were able to use the hero clips to clip those to our carry-ons and be a little more hands-free. Now, I want to talk about a few things that you don't need to pack. I already mentioned a raincoat, same with an umbrella, just buy one the first day that you're there. I would say don't bring a reusable water bottle or coffee mug. We bought water or electrolyte drinks at the convenience stores. They're cheap, about $1. It's not really polite to walk and eat or drink in Japan. And so anytime we were stopping for a water break, we would just hang out outside of the convenience store, drink our drink, and then I would put whatever we had left in my backpack and carry on. And also by buying water bottles at the convenience store, once you're done, you can kind of squish it and keep that instead of carrying like a heavy reusable water bottle. You don't need a swimsuit. If you're planning to bathe in the onsens, you bathe in the nude after having a shower, washing yourself, swimsuits are not allowed. Don't bring a fork. just embrace using chopsticks. They're actually better in so many ways. Unless you have like dexterity or mobility issues, of course, but we saw a few people bring a fork and it was kind of cringy to watch. Don't be that person. And lastly, you don't need to bring a hairdryer. There were Dysons and really good hairdryers in all the hotels, but I did bring my hairdryer brush. I've talked about this a lot in previous videos. I need it for my hair. I'm glad I brought it. So if you have hair like me and you use something like this, definitely bring it. Otherwise, you do not need a hairdryer. Now, what about all the goodies and souvenirs we brought back from Japan? Because there's a lot to go through. I'm going to save that for another video because this one's already getting pretty long. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Now I'm going to show you everything that I packed inside of my base backpack. I do like this because it opens pretty wide and it is expandable. There's a lot of pockets on this thing. I like how there are handles on the top, so when I do want to pull it off like a normal duffel bag, that works out really well. There's also a trolley sleeve. I will say the zippers are a little bit, they're not as smooth as I would hope, but
You gotta wax them.
you gotta wax them. And it is expandable too. So this has been a pretty good backpack. I would definitely use it again on another trip. Now inside, I'll show you everything. Got a couple of these little pouches. I love these things. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. So in one of the pouches, I've got my little hand soap pedals, I guess. These are a must-have because there is no hand soap in public bathrooms. In Japan, we found very little hand soap, so you need to bring this. This was kind of my kit for the plane. I had some electrolytes in here, some body wipes, some Band-Aids, and yes. And I brought these little pill pouches. These things are awesome. They're super small, so you can fit, I don't know, 20 pills, whatever size they are. You can label them, and that way, once you've run out of your supplements, your pills, whatever, there's no more space to take up. So I like these better than like a traditional container because that container takes up the same amount of space, whether there's pills in there or not, versus like little pill pouches. As always, the link to these pouches is in the description. I think I got like 50 or 100 of these for, I don't know, $5. In this bag, I ended up turning this into my little like tech pouch for the flight home. Originally, I had put all of our like medication and supplements and pain relievers and little first aid kit in here, but I turned this into a little tech pouch for the flight home. Got my little Anchor power brick, not black, so that you can find it on the plane. This is my Bluetooth adapter and some Advil. Inside my larger tech pouch, I've got my power bank. There's a short cord in here somewhere, but this is my long cord for charging my phone or my laptop. That did come in handy because sometimes the power outlets were a little bit far away or in weird places. I did bring my Epica. For this trip, I'm calling it my charging station because it uses the same plug as home.
Yeah, it's like North American plug, Japan plug, same plug.
But I still brought this because I was able to charge my phone, my power bank, my laptop, and my Garmin watch all at the same time, like overnight, every night. It was perfect. And then, oh yeah, here's my short cord for my power bank. I feel like I had a couple other things in here, but I've unpacked them for home. Yeah, like my cable for my watch, I needed to charge that. This is a reusable shopping bag. I need to talk about this because everyone said, don't bring a reusable shopping bag, buy one once you're there. And I have reusable shopping bags at home. I bring them on every trip. I have several of them that are very similar to this. Honestly, I wish I would have just brought those. I was looking at I think it's Shaputo brand. I think they're pretty high quality, but they were like $20 to $30, $35 a piece, and I just couldn't bring myself to pay that. So after a few days, I found this at one of the 7-Elevens. I think it was the equivalent of $6. And it is super cute, and I like it, and it folds into itself, so it's super handy. If you have a reusable tote bag or shopping bag, just bring it. This is my little Lululemon, like tiny bag. I ended up using this for coins, which was super helpful. I had planned to buy one once I was there, but I just didn't find one that I liked, and I did have this already on me, so I just used this. It also is handy for other small things too. Hair clips. I just always have an abundance of these because I need them. This is my cork massage ball. Oh my God, this was awesome. I used this every evening once we were back in the hotel room, under the balls of my feet, my shoulders. This thing was great. Compression socks. Always wear these on the plane. This is a little souvenir that I did bring back. This is a little hand drying towel. This is absolutely a must have. I do recommend just finding one as a cute little souvenir on your first day. You will need this to dry your hands when you use the public bathroom in Japan. There are very few hand dryers. There's absolutely no paper towel. That is a real thing. The first couple of days I was doing this coming out of the bathroom. So once I finally found this cute little Mount Fuji one from Hakone, it was awesome. Trusty old sleep mask. On a long flight, I will never leave home without this thing. It is awesome. I've talked about it a lot, but if you don't know, this is like a 2-piece thing. You attach this part to the headrest on your side of the seat so the person behind you doesn't even know it's there. And then you put your head in, place the eye mask on, 4 hours goes by, you're asleep, boom. This thing is amazing. And then I threw in my deodorant. I will say deodorant is a very important thing to pack. I really like this style of deodorant for travel because it doesn't count as a liquid. It's just a crystal. Now, someone did comment on one of my videos saying they were able to find Western style deodorant in Japan because apparently it's not really a thing. Truthfully, we didn't even really look for it because both Chris and I use this crystal deodorant. It's gonna last forever, so we didn't even bother looking. But I would just say bring enough deodorant for your trip. I did bring a roll of doggy poop bags for like holding our garbage for the day while we're out and about. I didn't really use a whole lot of these. I did use a few. When you're at the 7-Eleven, the plastic bags are like 5 or 10 yen, which is like 5 or 10 cents. And we just always defaulted to getting one of those bags. Here's my fan. This thing is amazing. I used this so much. This is one of my favorite souvenirs. These work so well when you're on like the train and it's a little bit hot. Even on the plane on the way home, we didn't have an air vent on the Dreamliner. There was no air vent. So this thing came in handy a lot. So yeah, definitely pick up one of these fans. You will use it. And finally, I brought my laptop. This is a 13-inch laptop, so this fits really well. And that's everything that was stuffed in here. Actually, there were a few more things in this bag. On the way home, I packed like an extra set of clothes and socks and underwear to change into. And then when we were like in transit between cities, I had extra room in here to transport like bento boxes or some souvenirs and stuff like that.
Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick little segment, show you what I brought. This is going to be pretty abbreviated just because it's very similar to what I took to Europe. And then also I'm not going to show all the camera gear and stuff like that. I'll post the videos with the appropriate timestamp to the Europe unpacking video where I showed you like in detail everything that I packed, as well as the camera video if you want to see all the camera gear that I use. So I just want to show you a quick kind of what I brought, what worked, what didn't. Everything I have here is everything that was in my away carry-on. What's this thing called? Away carry-on. This thing I actually really like. I like this better than the monos. They're very similar, but the way this one opens and the compression pad actually comes out at the same angle that the lid does. So I was actually able to tuck it into a corner in the really small Japanese hotel room. So this worked actually really well in a confined space. Yeah, outside of that, I basically wore the exact same outfit every day. I brought 3 of the exact same pairs of black and 1 gray, just kind of golf shorts, just black, basic kind of travel pants material shorts. My flip-flops that I absolutely needed because in Japan, the wooden flip-flops and the tatami mat geta, I think they're called, that they give you at the ryokans, they don't make them in size 13. So I did bring some flip-flops. These are, you know, like your basic Havaianas, the Brazilian ones. I have no idea how you say that. Havaianas?
I think so.
And those ones. Anyway, they fit perfectly in this. This is the tripped, what is this? This is the Toiletries thing?
That comes in the toiletry kit, and that's kind of like the catch-all tube bag that they call it.
Anyway, fits a size 13 flip-flop perfectly. Socks and underwear. I did bring a light, this is a very light hoodie. I didn't end up using it just because it was so hot in Japan, but this I find is good down to, 12 or 15 degrees, which was going to be below the lowest predicted temperatures. So didn't even need this, but I don't think I'd ever travel without it. Like, this is really good. And then just same thing, my packaged white and black t-shirts. I really didn't use the black ones at all just because it was so hot. So I basically ran whites, and then I essentially ran a trio of these where I had two that were kind of drying in the hotel room as I was wearing one, and then I would come back if we did stop in the hotel before dinner, it gave me an opportunity to swap a sweaty one out for a clean one, and then we were good for the rest of the night. Personal item stuff, again, I'll link to the other videos where I tear this apart piece by piece and show you what's in there. But film bag was in there along with all my camera gear. I keep film in a plastic bag. I did do a segment on traveling with film. Don't use lead bags or any of that weird stuff. Clear Ziploc bag, get yourself a hand check. If you want more info on that, just comment and I'll link you to a video where I kind of go through it in detail. Sunglasses case. And then I also threw, I kind of turned this, this is like the little toiletry pack they give you on the plane. And I turned it into my tech pouch for the plane. So I kind of keep everything that I need in here. There's an eye mask, a little deodorant stick if I want to freshen up on the plane a little bit, Bluetooth adapter, earplugs. These are like the loop knockoffs type of thing, as well as this trip, I did end up changing my setup for my power on the plane. Partially because I lost a charger and a cable in a hotel room. The plane we were on had the power inside of the kind of the armrest. So it was very dark. And then going down, it was kind of a pain. The charger that I did have that I showed in other videos barely fit in there. Luckily it did, because if I had to go 10 hours without power, that'd be kind of not fantastic. So I ended up buying a new charger and a new cable, and these are actually white for a reason. I specifically bought these in white because they're super visible when they're in the armrest or in a pocket in the plane. So if you're somebody that needs power, like you're not just reading a book or doing a crossword and you need either gaming or like a tablet or something like that, you're watching movies on your own device, definitely invest in some white peripherals or a lighter color. Definitely the way to go on a plane when you know it's going to be dark and you're fumbling around trying to plug your stuff in. Okay, and my travel shoes, I've only brought one pair, Nike Air Force Ones in a size 13. They're absolute beasts, but these things have done 20,000, 25,000 steps plus on multiple trips, and they always come in clutch. They're comfortable, they're durable, and just whatever you do, just invest in high quality, comfortable footwear. Your feet will thank you.
That's going to be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have other tips, things that you wish you brought when you went to Japan, drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.